So you're talking to your new BFF, ChatGPT, and you talk to ChatGPT about your most personal secrets, right? You're talking about your health symptoms, your company's proprietary code, your personal tax data, and all the random questions that you're normally having with ChatGPT. Now, you trust that this is confidential and it's only between you and your chatbot. However, imagine finding out that while you were typing, OpenAI was secretly routing your private conversation data straight to their biggest competitors, to Google and to Meta. And this is supposed to be happening in real time. That is the explosive allegation inside of the new lawsuit that was filed in California against OpenAI. The case is Couture versus OpenAI, and it is accusing the creators of ChatGPT of intentionally installing digital wiretaps on their websites. Now, the wiretap strategy here, it's a little interesting, and we are going to get into that a little later. But the story becomes even more interesting due to the timing, because just 48 hours after this lawsuit was filed, ChatGPT is launching this new feature where they're asking their pro users to link their actual live accounts, their credit cards, and their investment portfolios directly into the chat box. And I don't know, I find this to be a little too soon, but I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. Are you comfortable, linking your accounts, your financial accounts to ChatGPT already? Is this going to be the new revolutionary AI financial planning, or is it going to be another catastrophic compliance nightmare? Let's get into it because I'm trying to see what is going to end up happening with this case. And the allegations are pretty serious, but I'm not sure how far they're going to get into this. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Lisette Eusebio. I'm an attorney and tech founder, and I created this channel to help us stay on top of the cutting edge intersection of AI, tech, the law, and all the infrastructure that is changing right now due to these new technology. So, if you are interested in understanding what is happening in terms of the legal battles that we're actively facing due to this new technology, and if you just want to stay on top of any other cutting edge cases with respect to AI and the law, please support the channel, subscribe, and share this information with anyone else that may find it useful. So, let's get into this case because I want to talk about what is actually being alleged here. Now, let's look at exactly what is being alleged in the complaint. The plaintiff is Margot Couture, and he filed this case on behalf of all of the US ChatGPT users. The lawsuit claims that OpenAI embedded two well known pieces of tracking code directly into ChatGPT.com, the Facebook Pixel and the Google Analytics. Now, if you're working in the digital marketing space, you know what a tracking pixel is. It's an invisible one by one graphic element embedded in a website. So the job is to pretty much phone the home page so that Meta and Google can transmit your IP address, your browser cookies, and your location. And so they can use it to target you specifically with ads. However, the lawsuit alleges that OpenAI did something a little bit more dangerous here. They are claiming that because of how the JavaScript works in the client side, every time a user enters a query into ChatGPT, these tracking scripts are automatically duplicated. So that is what is being alleged, that this is happening in real time. So your query topics, your account identifiers, and any email addresses that were allegedly present were intercepted and then funneled directly into Google and Meta's advertising ecosystem. That's the allegation being made in the complaint. Now, the plaintiff got really creative here, and what caught my eye specifically is the statute that the plaintiff is using to bring this lawsuit. They aren't just suing for a basic breach of contract and violations of privacy. They're aiming for the jugular with a heavy hitting wiretapping law. First, they're alleging a violation of the Federal Electronic Communications Privacy Act, the ECPA. And they're arguing that Meta and Google acted as unauthorized third parties intercepting electronic communications while in transit. Second, they're also deploying the California strict anti-eavesdropping statute, the California Invasion of Privacy Act, CIPA. Under the CIPA, it is illegal to read, to learn the contents of, or eavesdrop on any confidential communication without the consent of all parties. And here's why OpenAI's board should be, getting a little concerned about this, because the CIPA carries a mandatory statute penalty of $5,000 per violation. So if millions of Californian users had their data transmitted the theoretical liability here is it's going to be massive. Now, we're at the early stage of this lawsuit, and OpenAI has not formally responded in court yet. They haven't actually filed an answer to the complaint, and I think they're probably going to file a motion to dismiss. It's the most likely case here, and I think that these plaintiffs are going to be facing an uphill battle. In fact, many tech defense lawyers believe that this lawsuit might actually just be dead on arrival. And why it's that? Let's look at the three primary defenses that the OpenAI legal team is likely to bring up here and ask the judge to dismiss this claim before it goes even any further. The first one they're likely to look at it's the argument of how the architecture around this setup is. Website builders use Google Analytics on like 90% of the internet just to see how many people land on their homepage. And OpenAI's technical defense will almost certainly try to prove that these tracking pixels were exclusively sitting on the public login screen. So, the external part of the landing page. They're going to probably argue that if the pixels were never embedded inside of the actual user chat box interface, then no one's private queries were actually ever transmitted. And if the plaintiff can't prove that the pixel actually touched the LLM chat data inside of the chat box interface, then the wiretapping claim will likely fall apart. That's what they're likely to argue with respect to how the architecture of the pixels were actually set up. And they're also going to probably raise up the defense of the routine business practice exception. So wiretap laws were written decades ago, and they were designed to catch mobsters, tapping physical phone lines. And because of that, the courts have created a routine business practice exception. And OpenAI will argue that standard web analytics, like checking the page load speeds and tracking the user signups, that these are standard internet infrastructure. These are not criminal eavesdropping operations. So, California courts have actually recently thrown out several similar cases that dealt with pixel lawsuits for that same exact reasons, where the defense argue that the pixel infrastructure is a routine business practice. And in this case, I see that OpenAI is likely to raise this as a defense. Another defense that is likely to be raised is the terms of service. When you sign up for ChatGPT, you sign a digital contract. OpenAI's privacy policy explicitly states that they collect cookies, device identifiers, and analytical data to improve their services and work with vendors. So you cannot legally claim you were wiretapped if you clicked agree to a policy that allows a routine data analytics to be collected on you. And so that's what we're anticipating here in terms of what the judge might end up doing. Obviously, the case can be dismissed early on if the judge finds that there are no disputed factual issues that need to be determined. But it is likely that OpenAI is going to raise these defenses in a motion to dismiss or a motion for summary judgment. But regardless of whether this case gets thrown out on a legal technicality, the timing of this lawsuit has actually exposed a staggering corporate irony. Because just days after this privacy lawsuit was filed, OpenAI launched their massive personal finance capability for the ChatGPT Pro users in the United States. And they're using a partnership so that you can now connect your live bank accounts, your credit cards, and the investment portfolios directly with the chat box. So the system is using a partner so that they can securely authenticate the layer. Pretty much, in other words, OpenAI, it's allegedly not going to be able to see your full account numbers or initiate transactions. It's supposed to be strictly a read-only access. So we shall see what ends up happening with that. But if you're looking at the risk management, perspective here, OpenAI's official launch announcement made it absolutely, they made no commitment on whether this aggregated hypersensitive financial data could eventually be used to train future commercial models or support commercial targeting. So it's something that you have to stay on top of and you have to be conscious of, because if the allegations are being made that the data is being intercepted in real time and that's still up in the air, there is cause for concern here. Now, it's important to understand that these are allegations. We don't really know how ChatGPT is if they are sharing this data, how they're doing it, and whether there is any real time data being intercepted here that is highly sensitive information. The allegations and the complaints are allegations, they have not yet been proven, and we don't have that information yet. So just make sure you keep that in mind. However, if you are a business, you're a business owner or just an individual dealing with highly sensitive data, you need to look for two things to verify your safety. First, make sure that you're going into your settings of the ChatGPT app and explicitly turn off the chat history and training, because that would tell ChatGPT, do not use my conversations to train and to give my data. You want to make sure that you're protecting the information, the data that you're inputting in the chat box. And second, if you are a business, you should try to only be inputting data if you're operating under an enterprise API agreement. And that legally binds OpenAI to not use your data for training or for third party analytics. That gives you more protection than if you were using a regular consumer account. So, those are things that you can do to try to protect yourself. Obviously, the decisions on whether you are going to be using ChatGPT and connecting all your financial information, that is obviously a personal decision that everybody has to make. But it's important to stay on top of this type of things because we only know what it's alleged so far. Nothing has been proven. But we should be cautious of the type of information that we're putting into these systems. So let's get to the real hot take here. If you're a tech founder, a software developer, or just a business executive implementing AI into your workflow, you might think that the Couture versus OpenAI lawsuit is just Sam Altman's problem. But you're dead wrong. And should be a warning to anybody that is using the system and that's implementing AI. Because right now, the internet is flooded with the vibe coders and the startups building wrappers on top of OpenAI's APIs. Or just people that are deploying the standard web analytic tools without a second thought about it. But this lawsuit exposes a massive compliance trap, which is the downstream liability exposure. If you are building, you're a business owner and you're using this technology to build applications that handle user data, or if you're funneling your own clients' proprietary information into third-party AI systems that could potentially be wired with hidden tracking pixels, you aren't just a bystander. You are potentially opening your company up to a massive multi-million-dollar class action lawsuit for the same unlawful data disclosures. So this is something that we all need to be thinking about because the era of moving fast and breaking things is officially dead when it comes to data privacy. If the tech giants can get dragged into federal courts under the decade-old wiretapping statutes, this it's going to also affect you and any startup that are actually using the same systems. And here, it's going to be way harder to survive the legal fees and the compliance oversight because the fees and the statutory violation fees that they impose are pretty significant. So this Couture versus OpenAI case is a massive wake-up call. It proves that as AI scales at a breakneck pace, the guardrails protecting our deepest data privacy are incredibly fragile. We're not going to just build and forget about what we're doing. We're going to have to stay on top of what is actually happening and watch this case closely because we want to see if OpenAI succeeds in getting the wiretapping claims dismissed or if this just opens up a multi-billion dollar floodgate of privacy litigation. And clearly, if you are already building and you already have some of the systems in place, this is something that you need to be paying attention to because you may need to adjust depending on what the courts end up doing here. But I want to hear from you. Knowing that this lawsuit is active, are you comfortable linking your life bank accounts and to your portfolio to ChatGPT for financial advice? I know that there are a lot of different financial apps that have been developed, and I'm interested in knowing how many of you guys are actually comfortable connecting your data, such as your financial data and your bank accounts, to ChatGPT. Let me know in the comments. And as always, we will continue to watch this case and bring you the latest as it develops. Until next time. And if you're enjoying this content and find this information useful, please support the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stay on top of the latest with respect to tech and the law. And just share with your team so they can stay on top of what is happening. My name is Lisette Eusebio, and I will see you in the next breakdown.